named Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen their NFL Persons of the Year. The two quarterbacks were deemed the, quote, gold standard. They've officially become the new faces of the NFL. Shannon, do you agree?
Well, I do. I believe they got one of the faces right. I think Joe Burrow is going to have something to say about that other face, Skip. I'm just confused because neither guy won anything. I understand that game last year. It was one of the best playoff games. That was the best weekend of playoff football because all the games went to, last second or overtime. So that was the greatest playoff weekend that we had ever seen. But neither guy was able to finish it off. I mean, Patrick Mahomes knocked out Josh Allen, and then he got knocked out the following week in overtime by Joe Burrow.
He did.
And so I get it, but I'm what? I mean, you bestow this award to them because of the impact on the game. Both of them, I mean, I think Mahomes is where he is. I think Joe Burrow has passed Josh Allen. That's just my estimation.
Okay. So for me, I believe Joe Burrow has passed Patrick Mahomes. He's played very well and beaten him head-to-head, obviously. But I'm not taking a shot at The Athletic because I think this is the popular opinion.
Yeah.
But the quotes out of this story are, the takeover has occurred. The summit is complete. The torch passed. The face of America's most popular professional sports league has changed.
Right.
Well, obviously it's changed because Brady is no longer that guy and Aaron Rodgers is no longer that guy.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So all of a sudden the decks have been cleared.
Right.
And the two most exciting players in professional football are Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen.
I'll give you that.
Okay. Sometimes for the wrong reason, because they'll try just about anything.
But if you're excited, Skip, you got to turn it over. Lamar, what does he do?
Okay?
Turn it over.
Okay, that's what they do at the highest of levels. They'll make like impossibly great plays.
You get on the phone and call, and you start tweeting. Skip, did you see that?
Did you see that? And yet they'll also throw it to the other team, or they'll lose the football. They make mistakes.
Yes.
And Joe Burrow makes fewer mistakes. And for my money and my eye test, he plays the position of quarterback a little better than they play the position of quarterback. All things encompassed, if I could pick one of those three, I would take Joe Burrow going forward, and I believe I'm going to win more championships than you're going to.
I'm taking Mahomes.
Okay.
There's not a quarterback that's currently playing that I would take over Patrick Mahomes.
All right. But I don't understand why Burrow isn't even in this conversation, but he's not.
Right.
And yet he somehow got sacked the most times in the regular season and by far the most times in the postseason, and he carried the Bengals to the Super Bowl and played pretty well in the Super Bowl and had them in position to be right in there at the end of the game.
Absolutely.
Okay. So after you did that and what you continue, again, they went 0-2 to start, and now they've gone 10-2, and they've won 6 in a row.
Right.
Well, how did you not enter this conversation? Or are we only talking about excitement level, entertainment level? Is that what it is?
Because Buffalo and Kansas City played 2 consecutive years in the postseason, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And, Buffalo beat them in the regular season, and then Kansas City comes back and beat them in the postseason. Yes, like I said, are they exciting? Absolutely. And I think the biggest thing was, Skip, is that we never really got a chance to see Rodgers and Brady go head-to-head like we saw early Manning and Brady.
No, not like that.
Right, because Manning and Brady actually was in the same division before they realigned the division. Yeah. But one of them had to knock the other out, Skip, to get to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And we kind of see this with Mahomes and Allen, but we just saw Mahomes and Joe Burrow last year. Now, they played 3 times, twice in the regular season, once in the postseason, and Joe Burrow is victorious.
He has been victorious.
And it might come down to a situation again. They might see each other again, and Patrick Mahomes is going to have to break that curse.
Okay. But it's not like Joe Burrow is boring. It's not like he's just some everyday Joe. Right. I mean, look at the stuff he wears to games, the outfits, right?
I think the thing is, Skip, the arm angles and the throws. I mean, you see Josh Allen make throws, and you see Patrick Mahomes rolling and making throws.
But they can both throw it out of the stadium.
Right.
They have that kind of arm.
And you see Mahomes skipping the arm angles, and you're like, how? I mean, what? Joe is more prototypical. He's more going to play it straight. Right now, fundamentally, he's going to be fundamentally sound.
He will. But I think his arm strength is under.
Oh, it is.
And his accuracy is deadly.
Yeah.
And those receivers, he's got receivers, but he throws sweet, catchable balls.
Yes.
That you would have loved to have caught.
Yeah.
And he just operates that offense at such a high level. And I think he also is underestimated as a scrambler or whatever you want to call him. Because when he takes off to run, it looks pretty good to me.
Yeah. I mean, all three of these guys, they don't run. I mean, they don't run the ball like Josh Allen, but all three of the guys have better legs than you would think. But I just think Skip, it would be hard to play with Mahomes because you never know where the ball's going to come out. Because you're trying to pick the ball up out of his hand. And so when I got my head around, I'm trying to say, okay, Skip, the ball might be here. It might come from behind an offensive lineman as opposed to over the top.
Okay, that is supreme entertainment value.
Yes.
And Josh is the same way to me because he's liable to try, sometimes just running.
Try to run over a defensive lineman.
Right, or vault or somersault.
He's going to hurdle.
Yeah, hurdle.
His thing is hurdling
He's
now.
going to try whatever he has to do to get the first down. But Joe Burrow is fun on and off the field.
Right.
He just doesn't operate entertainingly.
Joe Cool,
He is closer to Brady in operation of the offense.
Right.
But man, it's sensational when you look at the numbers he keeps putting up.
Yeah.
He's off the charts.
I think the thing is, Skip, we've never had this many young, entertaining. I mean, guys, we have great quarterbacks. Marino, Elway. Montana was in the league at that time. Jim Kelly was in the league at that time. Warren Moon.
Yep.
So, Skip, we had great quarterbacks, but the entertainment factor, the guys that could throw, that when they got off script could do things. Marino really never. Danny wasn't going anywhere.
No.
Danny wasn't going anywhere.
No,
Kelly really wasn't going anywhere. Montana could run. Montana, obviously, Elway had tremendous
Montana early was really nimble.
Yes. But Skip, that's what the West Coast, because you throw the ball on the move so much.
Yep.
So he was perfect. He's perfect for it.
He was.
But NFL Persons of the Year?
Yeah, I don't know. And somewhere Joe Burrow shaking his head like, what about me?
Well, if I'm Matt Stafford, I'm like, what about me? I just won the Super Bowl.
Could do that.
Because that's normally how it works, Skip.
Yeah,
when you get Sportsman of the Year, you know.
That's
I mean,
true.
the Time Person of the Year is not the guy that lost the election.
Yeah, but I think this is indicating that Matt Stafford is past time.
These are the young guns.
This is it.
We'll put all three of them up there, Skip.
Speaking of being past time, gentlemen, we got to go.
Okay.
We're out of time. Welcome to the next generation of QBs. Okay, guys, bake 30 Eastern right here on FS1. All right, so Dak Prescott's going to get his first action against the Eagles this season tomorrow, right here on Fox. Since Week 7, Dak leads the NFL in interceptions, though, with 10, including 2 in the Cowboys' loss last week to the Jaguars. That could prove expensive against this Eagles D. Shannon, what do you expect from Dak tomorrow?
What? He lead the league in interceptions since he returned? You ain't tell me that.
Since he returned.
You've been holding that information. You knew this?
Yes. Well, I'm not going to give it to you.
Why not?
You don't need any more ammo.
That's what we do. We share information.
No, we don't. We try to win arguments.
I'm expecting Dak to be what I've seen Dak be over a 7-year time span, which is a large sample size. I expect him to be inconsistent. I'm expecting him to have a turnover or two. Look, you want to be playing your best football. You said Coach Landry told you want to streak into the playoffs. I know through my experience you want to really be playing well. Now, that's not always been the case. Baltimore, we go into the playoffs. I think we won our last 8 games of the regular season. I think that's what happened. And then we went out through the playoffs. One year in Denver, I think we lost 3 or 4. Headed to the playoffs, and we get it, rewrite the ship. So it's really you just want to be healthy. And you can be streaking all you want to, but if you're not healthy, it's gonna be short. It's gonna be a short run.
Yep.
You're on high alert. Now you just told me your guy's been leading the league in turnovers since he got back. That should cause you some concern because you know you pay
in interceptions.
Yeah. You know you pay double for interceptions. 7 picks in his last 4 starts. He's thrown multiple interceptions 4 times this season. 17 touchdowns, 11 picks. I don't think that's good. The Eagles defense, number 2 overall, first against the pass, best number 1 in sacks, best pair of cornerbacks, tandem cornerbacks. I like the Eagles. I'm expecting Dak to give me at least, I know I'm going to get 1. I already know I go into the game. Playing Dak, just be ready. You know he's going to do one. Like when they play Brett. He's going to throw it to us now. We just got to make sure we catch it. He's going to give us 1. At least 1.
Really?
Possibly 2.